Today's video is about gear. Hell yeah.
So, after many of you asked me about the equipment that I use, I figured I'd stop typing answers into the comments and make a video about it instead. I hope you enjoy. Sound was something I used to overlook a lot when I started taking this whole filmmaking deal seriously. But good video is worthless without good sound, so I started getting my hands around some sound gear. Like this little Radio Shack microphone. This is a very important member of my sound gear. Since I don't own a digital audio interface, I needed a microphone that I could plug into my computer for recording audio in post. This one caught my attention because it has both USB and XLR connections on it, which means I can still use it when I get that interface in the near future. I got this one for about $50. Next up is my Audio-Technica Pro 24cm. Now there's nothing pro about this microphone. This is a mini shotgun stereo mic. It's nothing fancy really, but it works fine. I picked up this one for about $150. Next in the list are my two Ativa clip-on lavalier microphones. There's not much I can say about these except for the fact that, unlike many other lav mics out there, these are dual mono, which means you don't have to remap sound in post. These I picked up for about $7 each. I also own this little guy. It's a Philips dynamic microphone. I used this one a lot in videos that required a lot of talking to the camera. It's been pretty much replaced by my lav mics, but I still keep it around, just in case. This one was about $25. Here's the piece of audio equipment that I'm proud of the most. It's a DIY mic stand I made from a broken tripod and a little windscreen I made from a piece of wire and a pair of stockings. Just in case you hadn't figured it out already, these were free. Now let's talk about the stuff I put my camera on. I'm talking about my rigs and tripods. My current tripod is a Targus TGT BK5AT. This one I picked up because it's a semi-fluid pan head. That usually just means that it's a tripod with a normal head, but it has its insides all oiled up. I was surprised to find that the panning motions with this tripod are genuinely smooth. It's also really sturdy and it has a nice quick release plate, which is awfully convenient. For more run and gun shooting, I use this Vivtar shoulder rig I got for free from my grandpa, and a tripod head I found while dumpster diving. There was no quick release plate in this tripod head, so I had to sand the edges off of one I had laying around already. This setup works great, and I was surprised to find how much stability it adds as opposed to just holding my camera. These were totally free. Next is this little spider tripod I got at Walmart. It's a great tabletop tripod, plus its flexibility allows me to get some wacky setups, like setting my camera on a tree branch or something. This one is barely strong enough for my camera, which is why I wouldn't recommend using this tripod without being really close to your camera and with your strap around your neck at all times. I got this one for about $20. Next up are the computers I use to edit and manage my digital media. First thing I want to talk about is my 13-inch MacBook Pro. Oh my god, what would I do without this baby? This is a mid-2012 model, and it's about as souped up as it can be. I love how convenient everything about this computer is, from the backlit keyboard to the gorgeous display. This is Apple, so of course I got this one for a ton of money. But I'm no Apple fanboy. I'm not married to a brand, I just use whatever works for me. That's why I got this Acer netbook. Well, I use my Mac almost exclusively for editing. This one I use for everything from schoolwork to writing screenplays to streaming streaming videos on the internet. I got this one for about $500. Next up is my video gear. That is, what I record and preview video with. First, I want to talk about my DIY LCD viewfinder. I made this one from a bottle of Johnson's baby powder and a magnifying glass, and the cloth from some old headphones for padding. I've used this so much, the paint is already falling off. It's designed to screw on my camera's quick release plate and then go directly over my camera's LCD. This one was freezies. Next up is a DIY external monitor I made from an old portable DVD player that I got for free from my grandpa. This one has an AV input, so I Frankensteined both my cameras and the DVD's video cables together, and I hope for the best. Surprisingly enough, it works really well. This one was totes free. Last but not least is my Canon T2i and the EFS 18 to 135mm lens. This camera is a miracle. It can do so much for so little, it's just great. It's an older model. I got it about 2 years ago and it was a bit pricey for me, but it's been worth every cent. One more thing I have to say is, I used to have the 18 to 55 lens, but the only thing that's left from that is the lens cap. I got the camera for about $1,000 and the lens for about $500.
Now the main reason I made this video is because I wanted you to know how inexpensive and how frugal most of my equipment is. Filmmaking is not about owning expensive cameras or what tripod you use to put your camera on. It's about creativity. It's about telling a story. It's about letting people know how you see the world. And once you understand that, nothing is gonna be able to stop you. In fact, I started making videos in a camera that looked a lot like this. So what's your excuse? Go ahead, go out. Take a camera, the first one you can get your hands on, and make something great. And when you're done, send it to me. Nobody is gonna be happier than me to see what you made. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.